That's right. It's Blasted Shashi with Mad Dog McDougal. I can't do a Scottish accent. I can do a little bit of Irish one, but last time you sighed at me so big that it was crazy. I'm not even going to try it again. But we got Paul back in
Please
here
don't.
to do a special episode with us. Please don't do a Scottish one. I can't do Scottish. I can do
Please
a little
just
bit of an
don't
Irish
do
one,
accents.
but horrible. Okay. No McDougal accent. Sorry. So, we got a few people in the chat already. We got Double S was in your hour before we even live, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing here, man? We have no pre-credit shows, something to show you. You're just here hanging out, probably with his pants half off, waiting for Mike to come on screen. We got Sparks in here talking about he picked up these 4 books, and we got Miss So says they have returned. Sweet. So, but yes, we got definitely Midwest Scotsman. If you guys have been on the show for a while. He used to be a regular cast member. He said, hey, I want to jump back on this week and have some fun with you, maybe read a few books and do a special edition of, let me see. I did make a shirt. I made a limited edition shirt just for Paul. If you go to Teespring, you can pick it up now. It's the Fuck Marvel exclusive T-shirt because of Paul
really
back on here. Yeah,
really?
that's on our Teespring account right now. So. Yep. Better get it before they pull it down, before Marvel and Disney, the powers that be, come and say, hey, you guys, you can't be doing that crap.
Yeah, they're all full of themselves right now. All them show announcements on Disney Plus Day.
Mm-hmm. Double S says, yes, Polly Pocket is back. Double S has been around for a good long while. So let's jump. We talked usually a few minutes about what we've been watching. We've had a 2-week hiatus, kind of had a lot of stuff going on, my personal life, so I've had to take a step back and deal with some stuff. So we're back here talking about comics that came back this week. But we usually talk a few minutes about what else we've been watching. We'll start with Paul, since you haven't been in a long time. Kind of maybe break down what you've been watching, what you finished, what you've been digging, all that fun stuff.
Well, definitely checked out the new Dexter. It was awesome. Really digging that. What else have I been watching? I've been doing a lot of comic book shows and a lot of pressing, so my time has been limited. I'm actually going back and watching CSI Miami because that's the one CSI show I never watched, and I need to do the sunglasses off. And
that's with the David
Caruso.
Carradine? Caruso, that's what it is. Yeah.
No, David Carradine's hanging on a tie door frame with his junk in his hand.
Yep. Hopefully they've taken him down since then. It's been a good while. Anything else?
No, I'm trying to catch up on some of my comic book stuff. Now I think probably this weekend I might try and catch Black Widow and Shang-Chi. I haven't watched either of them yet, so don't spoil them.
Don't spoil them.
I haven't seen Shang-Chi either.
Can't believe you guys. You call you guys comic book fans. You haven't seen it. Shame on you.
Yeah, Shang-Chi.
It was okay. I mean, it's one we could have done without. Just like the Eternals. I went and saw the Eternals last weekend. It was kind of like, some good world building kind of stuff. Really dug the Black Knight stuff, because he's in there, kind of teased a little bit. But that, to me, the Black Knight was the highlight of the whole movie, and it's only teased this little tiny bit. So, but I could have really done without all the world building. Yeah, okay, cool. There's Eternals, there's Deviants, there's Celestials. So,
and there was a tease in the third post credit sequence that I won't give away, but I know what it is.
And Eternals?
Yep.
I had to look something up because I wasn't sure who said something off screen.
Yes, I think that's the one. I think that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah. Let's see here. Double S says, yes, the new Dexter is awesome, Paul. Miss So says, looking forward to Dexter.
It will definitely get the bad taste out of your mouth from the finale of the original Dexter series, which was...
I will watch the first couple seasons of that. So
the last episode is pretty much known as the most fucking awful ending for a series ever.
Even worse than Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Sopranos?
Yes.
Damn.
Lost?
I don't know. I never watched Lost after about 4
Okay.
episodes because I thought that was stupid from the get-go.
Okay. Let's jump into the comics. I think we're going to change it up a little bit this week. I think I kind of want to try doing this moving forward, where we kind of break it down a little bit more into what the segments are. And of course, I'm never ready, just like typical Huey on this show. So we're going to start off with new number ones this week. I thought that would be a kind of cool way to break it up. Talk about the new ones that are coming out this week, because that's probably what people really want to hear about. And then move into the stuff we're kind of reading ongoing. And then maybe in our lightning round, talk about other stuff we read this week, or maybe even other books we picked up. Jack Yo said, "Hey, guy, definitely old school vibes tonight. We just need
man, I haven't seen
mics.
Jack Yo in forever.
We just need to have
pops in every
mics,
now and then on here.
We got Blue Hellion Comics in there. How's it going, folks? Thank you for jumping in. And they're chit-chatting back and forth. So why don't we jump into a book? Do you want to jump into your worst book, or Paul, this week? Or do you want to jump into your F Marvel yet? Or do you want to hold off on that? Do you want to hold off and hold that little morsel a little bit longer?
I think we need to hold off on the F Marvel one a little bit, because I know SS is just waiting for it, and I don't want to just blow my load right at the beginning.
Okay, you want to talk about another book we had started this week? One of the new number ones?
Sure, I'll talk about another awful book. It's called What's the Furthest Place from Here?
Oh my god.
The first line of the book is, "This is bad." And I read through the first few pages and I said, "You are correct." I'm inclined to agree. It was freaking awful. It's an post-apocalyptic, kids-only, adult-free, and that's been done a million times, but every time it's been done better. I mean, you can't throw some LP covers and tie it into music to make it better. It was sad.
How about you, Mike? What'd you think of it?
Yeah, I stopped reading it halfway through. I absolutely hated it. So
Wow.
Art fucking sucks. Yeah, I didn't.
I guess I'm the only one that's kind of on the fence about it then. Because I do love a good post-apocalyptic tale. I kind of want to want to know what happened to the adults, why they're none of them around. Do they all get killed off like Children of the Corn or something? Or there's some kind of disease that once you hit 30, you're passing on? I don't know. You didn't even like the pig mask? I thought the pig masks were kind of funny. And the gang with the pig mask coming out. No? Nothing,
Again, been done before,
Been
better
done
in
before.
other things.
Yeah. If you bought I think it's for $15 or $16, you could have bought it and it comes with a record or a CD or something like that. Because it's really tied into music. Like they said, they kind of they're choosing their album to kind of fit their personality in the book a little bit. So you can actually order it with the LP. And I think they do that for each issue too. It's like I said, $16 if you want to pay for it. So,
I don't.
how much was it? It was $5. That's not bad. A lot of story for $5. I'll tell you that much. So I'm on the fence with it. I'll buy issue 2. You guys are not, huh? So no way for issue 2 on you guys.
Comics.
Yeah. The fellow Oregonian, the fellow dude.
Tat, what's up?
Blue Hellion says, "Nice to see ya, Miss So." I'm going to talk about another number one. Talk about a story that's kind of been done before, because it seems like it's always that way. Batman and Robin number 1. This is Lemire and
It's actually
what's
Robin
the
and
artist?
Batman.
Oh, I'm sorry. Robin and Batman. My dyslexia has kicked in.
Reading comprehension for beginners.
Like I said, all you need to be a guest on a show is at least a third grade reading level, and I've maybe not surpassed that. So, so like I said, the story's been done before. You know, Rob. This is when Dick Grayson, before he even went out in the streets with Batman, and he's out there practicing. You know, doing a not dry run, but full on run, attacking some dudes that are on the street, and of course, Robin's not thinking things through. He's not seeing the whole picture. He's jumping in carelessly. He's going to get hurt. Batman says he's not ready. We've heard that story numerous times, depending on whatever Robin he's dealing with. So it's nothing new with the story, but this story actually kept me engaged throughout the whole thing. I am not too much of a fan of this watercolor art in here, though. That's just me. This is, who's the artist's name? I can never pronounce his last name. Dustin
Nguyen.
Nguyen, is that how you pronounce it? Okay, Dustin Nguyen. I've seen some of his other art I enjoyed, but this watercolor paint, I am not too interested in it. But overall, I thought the story was great, and I'll definitely be picking up issue 2 on
TJ!
Robin and Batman. Robin and Batman. Mike, do you read Robin and Batman?
I did read Robin and Batman. I enjoyed it. You mentioned the watercolor art. I didn't like it at first, but then it kind of grew on me. It was like reading a children's book, and Robin's kind of a child. So you also get to find out where the name Robin comes from. I think that's been changed a couple dozen times in comics, but nothing new. But I'm a Robin fan, so I'm going to keep picking it up. So I'm stashing the Robin.
We got some people on here, Tat saying he's subbed to Miss So. Miss So's like, I'm not sure. I don't have any content on my channel. And TJ Slabdragon Watson, he's saying, oh my God, it's Midwest. Oh my God. Fanboying out. What do you think of Robin and Batman, Paul?
I thought it was fantastic. Like you said, the story's been told before, but this time it really resonated with me. Like Mike, the first page, I was like, oh God, watercolor art. But then I looked, he was really packing some good detail into some of it. And as the story progressed, I think it worked with the story. But what really got me was the dialogue in the book. I'm a stepfather to a boy who is a little bit younger than Robin is in this. And just the dynamic between Bruce and Dick, it's something I felt was very natural. And, aside from the whole superhero thing, I was like, we could have had these same conversations. So, I mean, it was spot on. It's a great book. I'm definitely going to keep following this one.
I liked how Robin, when he was first designing his costumes, like, what can I do to really piss, Batman off? And it's like, okay, I'm going to choose these colors versus trying to blend in with the darkness. I'm going to be as loud and obnoxious as possible. So I thought that was cool.
And like I said, aside from superhero costumes, I probably went through the same things with my stepson. So.
I guess I'm pretty lucky when it comes to my stepkids. My stepkids didn't do stuff like that. We're going
How old
to Mike.
Were they How old were they when you got into their life?
They were 3 and 5.
That's probably why you were around long enough. My stepson was
maybe
just turning 10 when he met me.
Just starting that attitude. I tell you what, though, my 13-year-old daughter, those ones, my biological, she's 13 going on 25. Good Lord. We'll go back to Mike. What do you got for number 1 this week? Another new title out.
Let's see. You show this off real quick. We'll show that lightning round. We'll talk Venom number 1. The relaunch of Venom here. Who's writing this now? Who's writing Venom now?
I think it's Ram V and Ewing, I believe.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so we all know that Eddie Brock is the king of the King in Black, King of the Symbiotes. Um, and basically, we start with him. He's on a mission in space. There's basically unbound symbiotes floating in space, and they're just sitting there waiting for a host. Since Eddie can communicate with all these things, he basically tells them to, wait there, wait till you get a distress call from something. And they do. They get a call from a freighter who's being attacked by pirates, not pilots, pirates. Back on Earth, Dylan is struggling in school, having daddy issues because he's away all the time. Back in the middle of space, Eddie Brock gets a mental message saying, "Don't sit on the throne too comfortably. I'm coming." Blah blah blah. I don't know what I'm doing here.
I thought he had an aneurysm there for a second.
I think
So did I.
So Eddie gets back to Earth and he warns his son, this dude is coming, while they try to escape. Eddie does this weird time travel thing where he meets up with Kang and then the new character Bedlam, and then it gets really weird. So I don't know, man. This was a whiskey dick for me. Do we still have
ready? Yeah, you didn't give me. There you go. Good old whiskey dick.
I don't like all the time traveling stuff, and at the end there he goes to this garden with this new character. I don't know. I know it's the first issue. I love Venom, so.
What about you, Paul? What'd you think of Venom #1 with the new writer and creative team on there?
Well, I think this is probably Venom volume 532.6 because Marvel's got a hard on. They must have a new Venom #1 every 6 months. I didn't know what to expect because I haven't read any new comics in probably 2 years. So I had no idea what was going on. But I think I liked it. I mean, I think they're setting up a long-term story here. It had solid art. And while I didn't know everything that was going on, I want to find out what's coming next. And to me, that's a successful comic. Definitely not a whiskey dick for me. This may have been my favorite read of the week.
Wow, it's a Marvel book too. What the hell?
I know. It's shocking as hell.
Did you read it? Did you read any of the Cage stuff at all?
I think I read like the #1 of that series, and that was about it. I'm aware of but I don't really know the whole story. But like, while it is a Marvel book, pretty much everybody who's working on this book, if you read the letters page at the end, they're all coming over from DC, so that may be why. The writer and the artist both just worked for DC on their last books.
Oh, really? I thought this was a good story. Yet. I like that. Now we have Dylan, of course, as kind of the lead Venom. Because Eddie Brock now, like Mike said, is the King of Black. I do like the fact that he had the 4 symbiotes with him. He's named each one named after one of the Beatles, and the one who kind of killed all the people on the ship was Ringo. They better name him Ringo or oh my God, Lennon, because Lennon kind of broke up the Beatles because of his.
They should have had a fifth one show up named Yoko.
I was Yoko.
Should have. And Yoko could have been the guy that was killing everybody. But yeah, I'm glad it was Ringo. That was the one that kind of got his either mind swiped or something else from whatever's telling Eddie Brock that he better not get too comfortable on that throne because it's coming. It's not a threat. It's an absolute. That something's coming for him.
Do you think it's too much too soon, or like? He just. I mean. they just made him the god of the symbiotes. So
I think you could almost put it into two separate books if you really wanted to. I mean, of course, I don't really want to go out there and buy two separate Venom books every freaking month either, but they could have almost with Dylan Brock having his own story and how he's moving forward with Venom, and almost have the story with Eddie Brock and how he's the King in Black and how he's moving forward with Venom, and have it move, 4 or 5 issues, and all of a sudden then kind of cross over into what's going on. Maybe little tidbits back and forth between the two stories. But I think their two separate stories need to be fleshed out separately, I think. But again, too, do I want to go spending $6, $12 a month on two separate Venom books? But yeah, it's a stash for me, though. I'll definitely pick it up. Kate's run got a little stale there, I think, towards the end for me. But this is a good start with a new creative team. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going on with it. What do they say here? Double S they're talking about what they're putting on their channels. Interesting. I can agree with Paul in his review on Venom. Tat says my Instagram is better than my YouTube channel.
Tat posts a lot on Instagram, so if you're looking for content from him, definitely go over there. I think we're all on Instagram. I think me and Dave are on TikTok.
TikTok? Where we do our TikTok dances over there?
Yeah, we do our TikTok dances.
Yeah. My daughter saw that, she'd be like so embarrassed. I always tell her all the time, do you tell your dad, you tell your classmates at school your dad's YouTube famous? And she goes, no, I don't tell them when you're on YouTube at all. That's embarrassing. So now we're back to me on something, huh? Got a few more number ones. Regarding the matter of Oswald's body. This was kind of interesting. I do love it when you take I think Paul's in the same boat as I am with this. When you take something that's historically accurate, but they twist it. They add that little twist in it, like, what if this happened? The conspiracy thing going on with a real life event where they're digging up Oswald's body because they don't think that his body's the one that's actually in the casket. And so it's definitely kind of interesting. Who was the Cantwell and I'm not going to try to pronounce that name without butchering it. But overall, I thought this was really good. Trying to dig through here. But there's a huge conspiracy. They're trying to create this team. It's funny. They're getting the classic people. They're getting a driver. They're getting a tech person. They're getting the gun guy, some of that. So they're getting those roster together to try to figure out what's going on and if this conspiracy is actually true or not. So definitely interesting. Definitely want to pick up more on this. This might be one, though, that I might wait for the trade to come out. That's what I've been thinking about doing on some of these books I've been buying lately is I'll pick up number one. If it's okay, I might just wait for the trade and pick up and read the first 4 or 5 issues versus buying single issues when they come out. So, but this is a stash for me. I'll definitely read more of this just because, again, it has that historic aspect to it, and I'm digging it. What about you, Mike? Did you read regarding the matter of Oswald's body?
I did not pick that up, sir.
Oh, okay. Oswald Cobblepot. All right. How about you, Paul? What do you think of it? Was I correct in my assumption that you like these historic kind of
alternate history
stories?
stuff is definitely great stuff. And this book immediately scored points with me because someone used the phrase "jumping dried up chimney shithole," and that is some quality writing right there. You cannot downgrade a book with writing like that. That's a dialogue right there. And I'm always ready to buy into some JFK conspiracy theory stuff. I mean, I may have to get a tinfoil hat for the rest of the issues, but I'm definitely going to check them out because it was definitely intriguing.
Okay. Where'd Mike go? We got a nice view of his ceiling there. He's got some popcorn ceiling. Maybe
finally came through. He's laying on his side, bleeding out his ear or something.
It must be the asbestos in his popcorn ceiling he has there.
Could be.
So, do you want to go with your next book, Paul, since Mike's disappeared on us?
Okay. let's do thing number one.
Mhm.
Now I had a pretty nice review of Venom number one. This isn't that. I gave this one a chance. I remember back when I was a kid, I had a full run of the Thing series. I mean, I kind of liked the Thing. Plus, I had pro wrestling and all this stuff. It was pretty cool. But this, I opened it up, and the art wasn't bad by Marvel standards, meaning it kind of sucked, but didn't make me want to stick a fork in my eyes. But first few pages, they weren't offensive because they had that G.I. Joe 21 vibe with silent issue. There was no dialogue. So far, so good. And then I started seeing word balloons, and then it turned out to be more painful than George Lucas writing love scenes. I wanted to curb stomp a puppy by the time I was done. So SS for you, fuck Marvel.
Let's see, where is it? Where is it? There it is, right there. Boom. Get your fuck Marvel shirt, limited time over at Teespring before Marvel takes it down. Yeah, the whole thing with like the Thing's off on his little trip, and he comes back and finds Alicia like walking with some dude downtown, and he goes like, "Hey, what the hell?" You know. I think I would be a little irritated too. I know she's blind and maybe she can't get around town by herself. She needs an escort or whatever. But as soon as that dude pulls out the pepper spray and sprays him, it's like, dude, something's going on there. You know, I just thought that was really weird. Why are we having this relationship thing? And then things going out on dating sites and shit like that. Come on, man. I'm gonna quote Joe Biden. Come on, man. Can't do this crap. Thing is, to me, is not a prime character. I don't think he really can hold his weight in his own issue. He's more of a secondary character, unfortunately. I know a lot of people like him, the blue-eyed, ever-loving Thing, but not for me. Not this issue. This is a blast for me. How about you, Mike? What'd you think of it?
What is that? The Thing number one?
Yeah, the Thing.
I didn't pick that crap up.
Oh, you were the smart one of the group.
Yep.
You didn't want to hurt your eyes with that one. I only have one other number one book this week, but Mike, you have anything else that's new this week you want to talk about?
Yeah, we'll do from Dynamite NYX.
Okay.
Or Nyx, whichever way I think it's Nyx. So basically, just like every other Dynamite book, it's a hot chick who likes to have sex a lot. She's half demon, half human, and basically she needs to absorb the soul of another human to stay alive, and she has daddy issues. Her dad's like the god of chaos or something. I don't know. It was interesting. I'm not going to pick up issue number 2 unless there's some good covers for it, just like Vampirella and Red Sonja. So I'm going to stash it. This is, what's that chick's name? Besh? Rose Besh? Is that her name?
Woo. Artist?
Never mind. Yeah, artist. I think this is her cover. Let me look. But
I didn't pick it up. Marvel had NYX book out too, didn't they? That's when, like,
yeah,
Rose Besh. That's what the first X-23 was in NYX.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I picked this. I didn't realize this was a Rose Besh cover, but it is. So.
Now, if it has a Jamie Tyndall cover, you're going to be all over that.
That's my boy. I don't know what I just backed something on his. Whatever. Good talk.
Is he still doing White Widow?
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of issues with that, but
he kind of has a Tyndall has a I forgot the name of the artist. He passed away a few years ago. Does a lot of female covers. Did a lot of female covers.
Michael Turner?
Yeah, he kind of has a Turner vibe, doesn't he? Don't you think?
And Turner inspired a lot of guys who do bad girls looking good.
Yeah. But that's every time I see a Tyndall book, that's what I think of as like a Turner cover.
Yeah, Turner's
For
one
sure.
of my all-time favorites.
And of course, they're still whoring his stuff out. They, like remember that Harley Quinn book that came out like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. They just like changed the head on it or something like that, and added a different
Yeah,
skin to it. And it's like, oh, it's a Turner cover.
The guy who used to ink him did the update on that one. I mean, now some of them they like for sure. When he found out he was sick, he started filling up sketchbooks. They've got piles and piles of art that's never been released, and that's like some of the special covers that are coming out. That's stuff that he drew before he died.
So, do you like Turner over Campbell?
Yeah, I do. Campbell girls are too elvish, just long drawn out faces for me. I mean, I love Campbell's work, but I just prefer Turner.
Comic says he's off to bed, got to work early in the morning. So, sorry, Paul.
My three favorites that I try to collect in modern stuff is Turner, Cho, and Adam Hughes.
Yeah, I do. Hughes, Cho, and of course he's passed away too. Dave Stevens, all his old stuff. I'm trying to get all his books. Some of them are a little harder to find, a little more expensive for sure.
Yep.
What about you, Mike? Your top three artists? We know Tyndall. What were your other two top artists?
It's for females?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Because I definitely don't look for meat and hot dog and tater tot cover.
I don't know. I'd have to think about that one for a while. Tyndall, I mean... what's... Shit. Didn't Terry Dotson do some pretty good Black Cat covers?
Yeah, I like some Dotson stuff too, for sure.
Yep, I definitely like some Dotson stuff.
Cho, I think Paul mentioned him.
Yep.
Okay. I've only got one other number one issue this week.
Liefeld.
And Liefeld. No Liefeld.
I got a Liefeld cover this week.
You did? Old one?
Yeah. No. The Amazing Spider-Man he did this week.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that one. Did it have feet? It has feet. How the hell?
Yeah, I know.
He didn't draw that part.
Oh, no.
I'm sure if you saw the original art, it would just kind of fade out, and the inker took care of that.
Does he contract feet out to? Does he have somebody that he just like here? I'm gonna stop it at the ankle. I'm gonna kick it over to you and have you finish it up. I picked up My Date with Monsters. Reading the synopsis of this book, I was kind of like, I don't know, and I'm still kind of like, I don't know about it. Has this woman, like I read it when I was super tired the other night, so I'm kind of a little bit lost on it. But essentially this woman, she fights these monsters that come out of people's nightmares. But really, in order to kind of stop the monsters, she needs to find love. That's what I understand from the book. And she has a little a friend that eats the monsters for her, especially the live ones. And so what's his, not Muck, what's her friend's name?
Toe?
Chunk or something like that,
or Croak. She calls him Croak, but that's not his real name. That's like a nickname that she gave him. But he eats the monsters. And her daughter's like, well, why don't you just date Croak? Or she's talking to Croak about that. And he's like, well, that's not really love. We don't have that kind of relationship. And I'm like, where the hell is this book going? To me, so it just did not grab me. I could see maybe a nice little Tinder with a monster Tinder where you swipe right or left on whatever monsters maybe you might want to date. I don't know, but this book was a stash for me. A blast for me. I didn't want to pick up any more of this. Mike, what'd you think of it?
Same thing. This was crap. Blast. Not my thing.
I know Paul had a little different opinion on it. We were talking
Yeah,
briefly about it prior to the show.
Here's where I tell you both how you're wrong. So, so first off, this book gave me kind of an Oblivion Song vibe. You know, the whole, another dimension being opened and things like that. Basically, you were talking about how she has to find love. Basically, there's people who became focal points for the rifts that the monsters come through, and they talked about how they fixed a couple other ones. One guy was so afraid of people that they built him in a whole apartment building to live in by himself so he doesn't have to be near people, and that closed that rift. Well, her thing is she needs the reason that when they opened the rift with her, it was when her husband was cheating on her. So for her, it's the whole thing. She needs to remedy that for that rift to be closed. So I don't know how much they're going to go into the whole, she needs to, she's going to need to find love. And clearly they're setting up that one guy to be the character that she falls in love with, the one that went out on a hunt for some of the monsters. Mm-hmm. The guy who wrote this wrote a series for Dark Horse called Colder, which was just a really cracking horror story. And he's written all the Witcher comics. I mean, I know the guy. I have a feeling this is going to get very deep into the horror side of things. I'm hoping, because he can really write the shit out of that. So, has the potential to be something really good. I'm going to stick with it for a while and see what happens. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe sometime down the road I'll be like, this is crap. But
I was trying to look up Colder.
He did 3 different series. It was Colder, then Colder the Bad Seed, and then there was a third one, which I haven't read yet.
Okay, no, that does not look familiar to me at all. I'm looking at the covers here, and yeah, that does not look.
I know one of the covers, it shows a guy like screaming, and he's sticking his hand in his mouth, and his fingers are coming out his eyeballs and stuff. It's just...
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at here. Yeah, no, I don't recognize that. Miss So said, I heard Colder. I've heard of Colder. Sounded really good. That's all my number ones that I read this week. Mike, do you have any other number ones or new series you read this week you want to briefly talk about?
No, no, I do not.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and jump into the next segment. So we're looking at ongoing series stuff we're continuing to read. I only have a couple on my ongoing list this week, and one of them still is, and it should be called The Commish. That's Joker number 9. Because really, again, it's a Commissioner Gordon story. It's not really, and Joker's kind of the side character in the whole thing. Now, I said, Paul, you haven't been reading comics for a while, so you probably didn't even read this one this week, did you?
Yes, I did.
You did read it. Okay, so it seemed like you would be kind of lost in some of the story and what's going on. The one thing I could say about this, like I said, I've been kind of like on the fence the whole time. I do like how it goes back and ties in to like alternate stories. So into, oh my god, why can't I think of what it's freaking called?
What the how it ties into pretty much every major Batman story from my misspent youth.
Yeah, pretty much. So, a death in the family,
Killing Joke.
So, I like how it continues that continuity on, and those pieces play an important part of the story moving forward. I really like that they keep that in connection. It's kind of weird though that I guess they're cloning the villains, and especially cloning other Jokers, and you can see like this 2-headed Joker. They're just like this funky looking Joker, because a whole bunch of them there in little cell things or whatever they are, and that was kind of interesting. But again, too, this is a Commissioner Gordon story. It's not a Joker story. this is left on a cliffhanger, just like a comic should be. It's like, hey, somebody's bleeding out. Are they going to die? We kind of want to find out what's going on next issue, and that's what it grabs you on that. So I'll continue to read it. It's only 3 more issues to go in this maxi series, but Joker number 9. It's on the fence for me, but I'll continue to pick it up just to finish that whole run and finish the story. Mike, are you continuing to read Joker?
Yes, but I haven't read it yet.
Oh, slacker. So Paul, what about you? As I said, jumping into it, story 9 or issue 9 out of a 12 issue maxi series, were you kind of like, what the fuck?
Well,
or were you kind of like, oh,
it's another winner from DC for me. I mean, I went, like you said, into this knowing absolutely none of the backstory, what happened in the first 8 issues. But like I said, it's definitely tying in with some of the biggest Batman stories from my youth. And I think that the first third of the book was tying into all that. So, I mean, that kind of pulled me in and got me to where I was like, okay, kind of know what's going on. I definitely want to pick up 1 to 8 now to catch myself up. But I mean, this had great writing, good art, had some great unexpected twists like meat farming for rich people. It's definitely got kind of stuff like that, kind of put the horror vibe into it for me, which I dig. So I definitely want to read this more. I'll probably finish out the series.
what's your take? Is it just reading this one issue on the female Bane or the daughter of Bane and kind of taking that role over? Were you kind of like, what the hell? They're doing this gender swap.
What's the current status of Bane? Is he dead or?
He's dead. Yeah, according to the comics. Yeah, he died in Arkham.
Okay. It fits the storyline with, the whole fact that they're cloning and stuff. And it sounds like, because he created this female Bane, it sounds like. And because he had, he was able to, she was about to kill him, the guy that created her. And he like said 3 words and she just dropped,
Winter Soldiered him, kind of.
Yeah. So, I mean, and the whole genetic engineering thing, it works with this story. It didn't bother me.
So that brings up a point. So if Bane has been dead in this story, I wonder if the cloning thing is going to bring him back, or he'll be another character back in the series.
Well, everybody comes back in comics.
Yeah. Doesn't know how they do it. Either clone or alternate universe or what.
It used to be everybody comes back in comics except Gwen Stacy, and then Marvel went and fuck that.
Yeah. Yep. See, Mike, what else ongoing stuff? You got another ongoing book you're reading?
Yeah, probably my pick of the week too. Maze book number 3. So if you haven't been reading Maze book, guy's daughter is dead. He gets clues that she's still alive. He uses some of her old. She loved doing mazes, so he uses some of her old mazes. He gets a phone call. I'm all over the place. He gets a phone call that he thinks it's her, and she's still alive, and he goes and searches for her. Gets one of her old maze books and kind of puts 2 and 2 together. So in this issue, he puts the map of the city, the maze that he found that she didn't complete, on top of the city, and the start of the maze is his apartment, and the end is supposed to be his location. So he goes to the center of this maze, and it's a dead end. Comes home. He find out he's locked out of his apartment. Befriends his neighbor. Then for some reason he kind of gets the maze tattooed on him, and then he kind of passes out in the alleyway where the maze ends. And yeah, so I'm still enjoying it. I'm gonna stash it. I'm curious, depending on how next issue goes, because he's kind of transported to like the other side of this wall, and there's a talking dog that used to be his neighbors, and yeah, it's weird as fuck. but I'm curious. So
My question is, so he got these maps from work to do like an overlay with this maze, right? To figure out how the maze kind of interacted with the city he lives in.
right,
And so he does the maze to figure out where it is. You could figure out where the center of the maze is without having to actually have to do the maze, right? You can go, oh, look, the center's right there. That's where I need to go. I don't need to actually draw my little red lines in to follow the
well,
maze, do I?
didn't he do the maze before he put the overlay on?
Maybe he did. Maybe that's what it was. I'm still not a fan of Lemire's art at all.
Oh
in
no,
this
not
book.
at all, not at all.
But I mean, I think for me personally, where Lemire's talent is in the writing of the book, not the drawing of the book. I mean, it's kind of nice he can own the characters completely, where he does the art and the writing. So it's like, there's no creative team on other than him. But yeah, his art is. Whew.
Come on, there's got to be.
I do like how. Huh?
There's got to be.
Yeah, I'm sure there's. Yeah, I know, but a creating of the characters. So Steve Wands is the letterer. But what I'm saying is like just the creation of the characters, the art of the character, and the writing. Is there an inker on here? This is script and art, Jeff Lemire.
Why does he get the tattoo?
He probably inked it himself then.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think does it explain why he got the tattoo.
No,
Maybe it's just
he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna get this tattoo and go pass out in the alleyway.
Don't most people do that to get a tattoo? Usually you're drunk getting it and you're just gonna pass it out somewhere.
No, is that what you do? Is that how they do it in Oregon? You get
That's
drunk
how we do it in Oregon.
If you're drunk, you're gonna bleed like a stuck pig.
Yeah, we go wrestle Sasquatch after getting a tattoo. It's a tradition here, because you have to get wasted in order to see him. You can't just see him when you're sober. You're out there running through the forest naked trying to find a Sasquatch. We've gone off topic completely.
I was out in the forest and I was
out
having some chiclets, and then I saw Sasquatch.
You can definitely tell, like, so his world, and in the transition of the new world, he goes down in the sewer. It's like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Walk down the sewer a little bit, goes up another ladder. He's in a new world. But it's kind of brown and hazy in the world he's living in, the real world, and then it's kind of blue and a little bit lighter in the next one. So yeah, I'll pick it up. Man, I didn't realize it was $6 for this book, though. Man, that's a hefty price for an independent book.
For that quality artwork.
Yeah, quality artwork. Did you read the Maze book, Paul?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know you read Batman, and you read what was another book that was kind of that was it. That was the only book.
I've got one left.
Did you read anything else, Paul, this week?
Strange Academy.
Okay. Well, I have that here. I did not read it though, and that's another book. Probably there's a lot of history going on there. You're kind of like, wow.
Yep, I'm aware that a book called Strange Academy exists, but I had no idea what Strange Academy was. I'm like, we've got Umbrella Academy, we've got Strange Academy, we've got all these academies, but it's Scotty Young and Humberto Ramos, so I'm gonna check it out. I'm often very critical of Marvel, rightly so, but the work of those two has always been solid. They're kind of like shining beacons of hope at Marvel. Since I'm dipping my toe back into new books, I didn't know any of the characters. I don't know any of their powers. But I was engaged with the story. I don't know if they're new characters, but I'm interested in that Imperator character, and there's definitely seems to be some backstory on this gas lamp guy. So I'm going to keep checking it out. I mean, I think they, particularly with Imperator, they may be setting up a major character for the future. So we'll see what happens.
Do you read Strange Academy, Mike?
I haven't read it yet.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Paul. I haven't read this one yet, but and for me, Scotty Young is known for his art, a lot. But really, I like him more for his writing than I do his art.
Oh,
Um,
his writing. I mean, what was it? He did Bully, and he did a couple other books that I read right when I was getting out of reading new stuff, and I was like, this is solid stuff. And like I said,
was it
Ramos has always been good.
was it Midwest? Is that what it was? The other one that
Yeah,
he
I
wrote
think it
with
was
his dad was
Midwest.
a tornado. Yeah,
Yeah.
And I think that's where he shines too on his writing, is having these younger characters, and he could just the way he writes them is just amazing for me. But yeah,
Isn't he writing,
huh?
he's writing the Me You Love in the Dark right now as well, right?
Yeah, and I'm not a
Yeah.
fan of that one though. I got to say that.
No, I didn't
That was-
like that one.
I think he does great variant covers, and he writes well.
Yeah, that's for sure. Even Mike has one called Pound Town Academy. So if you haven't been around for a while there, Paul, I'm checking the chat out. Mike or Double S likes to take Mike to Pound Town a lot for some reason. And I think I brought it up once, and that's where it came from. I don't remember. But we don't
Not
judge
that
here.
there's anything wrong with that.
Don't judge us.
But yeah, anything with Ramos on art and Scotty Young writing, I'll definitely at least pick it up and check it out.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, like I said, those two are two of the only people that I really think were doing good stuff for Marvel for a long time. I mean, Cates is good, but Cates works for everybody.
Yeah, Kate's
Such a
whore. Such a whore. Okay, so let's go ahead. Do. And Mike Mikey likes it.
Now you guys are going to make me listen to Mona Marth after this is over.
Listen to what?
Dave don't know. Dave don't know who that is.
Yeah, I know he doesn't, but they're the biggest Viking metal band in the world.
Oh, so it's not like somebody who's tutelage under Justin Bieber or anything like that, right? That's what you're saying.
Did you tell Paul what you were listening to on the drive up here?
What was I listening to? Post Malone? I think it was Post Malone. Yeah.
If you ever want to just like amuse yourself, on YouTube, pull up the video for Guardians of Asgard from Mona Marth and read the comments. I mean, it's like, I put this on and now my wife has hair on her chest, and
So lightning
it's
round.
a gift that keeps on giving.
I'll have to go check it out then. Lightning round. So we're going to go over quickly about the other books maybe we picked up we didn't get a chance to read this week, or maybe we did. We got a quick like on them, or even maybe a couple other back issues maybe we picked up and just kind of briefly show off. We'll start with you, Mike. What else you got for your lightning round?
The only other book I read this week, Savage Avengers number 26, and all I'm gonna say is Doctor Doom rips the lower jaw off Kulan Gath, and it's just amazing.
Who?
So, yeah.
Is he the big bad? Like I think I quit reading that at about issue 7, 6.
Pick up if you can pick up like the last 5 issues.
Uh-huh.
It's just fucking amazing right now.
Is it
Yeah.
like the last 4 or 5? Is it like a self-contained arc, or does it follow?
Yeah. Yeah, basically, the Conan
It's-
villain, the big wizard, Kulan Gath, or however you say his name, has just killed everybody in the world.
The one that used to be Tothamon.
Yeah. So yeah, stash. Books I picked up, but I haven't read yet because I'm a lazy fuck. A Righteous Thirst of Vengeance number 2. this awesome.
Note to the chat:
awesome-
Mike did not need to tell us he is a lazy fuck.
awesome, and I'm kidding when I say awesome. McFarlane cover of Phenom X,
Yeah, I didn't
worst
bother to pick
McFarlane
that one
cover
up.
ever.
That doesn't even look like a McFarlane cover.
It's so bad. Amazing Spider-Man number 78. Rob Liefeld.
Liefeld!
Miles Morales number 32 in his stupid ass costume. The Unbelievable Unteens number 4. Strange Academy number 13 with Magic in her boob window.
That's little Ramita Jr., isn't it? Looks like it.
Arthur Adams, sir.
That's Arthur Adams. Kind of looks like Ramita a little bit.
Little bit, yeah.
No, her head
I
doesn't
feel
look
bad
like a
at-
block.
Yeah, I feel bad. I don't want to put Arthur Adams in the same pool as
Titans United number 3. Alien number 8. You guys talked about Joker number 9. Legion. I did pick up Action Comics. I heard it was a good jumping on point. I don't know where I put that, but I also picked up this 1 in 10 Dynamite Lives Arthur Shudam Jaws homage because I love Jaws. Bad Idea. I know Dave is familiar with them. If you're interested in getting any of Bad Idea's books, go to Comics Elite right now. They have them for sale there. I was able to get Monster Kill Squad number 2. First one.
yeah, because those aren't in previews. They're not in the Diamond distributor.
No, and a lot of shops refuse to carry them. If you
Yeah.
like it, whatever. I'm just looking for a good book to read. Pick up Pirate Queen number 1. Pirate Queen number 2. The Lot number 1.
Pirate
ENIAC.
Queen is Dave still picking up that gay pirate book?
I forgot to pick up. Are you talking about the one I picked up at Dallas?
Yes.
I did
He's
not.
still in contact.
Yeah, it left on a great cliffhanger though. I'm waiting to see what's going on with it.
And Sleigh Bells. So if you're interested in any of the Bad Idea, like I said, Comics Elite got most of them for cover price.
Let me see. Is that all you picked up, Mike?
Yes, sir.
Paul, did you pick up anything else this week? Or we didn't. I think you probably talked about everything that you read.
I haven't read new comics in 2 years, and this came together like in the last 24 hours. You're lucky I didn't just drink heavily and bullshit my way through the entire show.
I'm trying to find that video of the guy. I think it's nope. It's not on our Instagram. I had it on a regular our website, which I don't do a whole lot with anymore. That had the little intro to the gay pirates. I'll have to look it up later. Maybe I'll stick it on.
Double S. The backstory is they went to the show in Dallas, and there was a guy there selling a gay pirate tale, and Dave said he put so much into selling the book, and he just had to buy it. He said, I can't not buy it after he spent this much time selling me the book.
And
That's
there's film of me reading it at the lounge area.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Is it? I can't remember if it's on our Instagram page.
I mean, that has to be like 3.5, 4 years ago now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was a while ago. Let me see if it's on our Instagram page or if it's on TikTok. I know I
It
posted a
might be
couple
on
things on
TikTok.
TikTok.
Serious? Ask again.
What are you looking up?
See if it's on TikTok.
Oh, you are? Log in. Oh, it's loud. I'll have to find it, and maybe I'll have to queue it up for next show. But yeah, it was funny because I showed it to my wife, and she's like, "You bought gay porn?" And I said, "No, it's erotica, please." So yeah, the guy was funny as hell though when he had his little spiel there though. Okay, my other books that I picked up this week that I have not read yet. This one I'm only picking up because I ordered it and I had to pay for it. And that's Harley Quinn, the animated series, Eat Bang, Kill Tour number 3.
Why?
And Miss So says, Dave, if you like gay pirates, watch Black Sails. No, I'm not saying that I like it. I'm just saying I picked it up because I was trying to be supportive.
I heard it was a good
He
show.
doth protest too much.
And Spider-Man number 78, which I haven't read that one in either. But I'm kind of liking the new direction of Spider-Man and where it's going to. Mighty LJ must have been surprised at you, Huey. Not as surprised as you would think, really. So,
She probably rolled her eyes and said, "Oh, here we go."
Here we go. A little dark side of Huey here. And the other thing I did pick up was
This explains a lot.
I'll have to dig it out. I'll tell you what, I'll find it. I'll throw it on TikTok or I'll throw it on Instagram. So make sure you follow us on those. And you can kind of see what I'm talking about over there. And I'll find the video that of the guy selling it and Mike reading a little episode, little portion of it. I've been really wanting to get into like collected editions or omnibuses, but I was telling the guys in the off air before the show that's just crazy expensive to buy an omnibus. It's like, $100-$150. But it's kind of cool having those stories and how it looks on the shelf. But that's the thing. I just buy it to just be on the shelf. I probably would never read it. But I did pick up these. These are Mighty Marvel Masterworks. They're kind of cool. They're a softbound book, kind of small, but this has Amazing Fantasy 15 and the first 10 issues of Amazing Spider-Man, which I probably never own Amazing Fantasy 15. But if somebody's out there watching and want to gift it, let me know.
I got 2. I'll send you 1.
Yeah. So these are kind of cool. I have these saved back at my comic book store. They have Thor, Avengers, Daredevil, Hulk. I can't remember. I think there's one more, but these are kind of cool. For $16, I get the first 11 issues of Amazing Spider-Man, including his origin. So is it going to be worth money? No, but it's still cool to have. Throw on my shelf. So definitely cool. But that's all I got. That's all everybody's got. Anybody else got anything before we bounce out of here tonight?
I know we've been gone for 2 or 3 weeks here. We took a little break and appreciate everyone coming back in here and showing the support. Come follow us on Instagram and TikTok. I've been posting a lot of stuff, mostly my Funko Pops on TikTok, and throwing them over on Instagram as well. So come check me out on there.
Legion says, I hate how big omnibuses are. I try not to stretch. Trying not to stretch, clear an entire tabletop, lotion down, and light candles just to read a book.
Whoa.
Lotion down and light candles. We're back to the pirate book.
Yeah, Dave, Miss O said, Dave, we miss you on. Janice growing up. Everything is okay. Okay. Yep, everything's fine. And just like I said, kind of take a personal break off a couple things for a couple weeks, just to take a step back completely and just be. I really have been on social media. I haven't been on anything really, just kind of backed off completely. just to kind of refresh, get my brain back in track with a lot of personal stuff going on. So yeah, hopefully I'll try to jump back in there too. Because it's definitely kind of cool interacting with people over there in Gen X Grown Ups as well. I'm never going to give up on Blasted or Stash It. I'm a Blasted or Stash It for life. Well, we appreciate that. We definitely do. Double S. Paul, any last minute things? We hopefully you're going to be back on maybe once in a while, not necessarily every night or every week. We don't expect that from you, but it's great having you back on. At least jump in here and say to fuck Marvel for the week and then bail out of here. Thought about doing a little segment where you come on like like a little reporter on the scene. What'd you think of thing number 1? Fuck Marvel, and then you'd be gone. What?
I had a blast. I mean, it was a lot of fun today. I definitely, I'm doing a lot of comic shows and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm not available all the time, but I'll try to pop in when I'm available. I mean,
Okay, perfect.
I think my first show was 5.
Something
Something
like
like
that.
that. You were on Crazy Early. Yeah, because I can't remember who was on the first episode. Me, Mike, Vince, and no, Vince didn't even show up the first episode, did he? I think Vince.
No, I
Vince
don't think he did.
absent.
I think Vince was on the second one.
It was that Marine guy or the Army guy.
Yeah,
I can't think of his name
Yeah.
now.
When did Gary
Yeah, I can't
show
remember
up?
his name.
Was Gary after me?
yeah. I think Gary was after you too. Of course, we've talked about that too in off air too. We've had Vince, Gary. Why can't I think of that guy's name, dude? He was one of the original guys. Great Legend and Drew. So we've had quite a few people, and Joe was on recently
Jeremy.
as well. Huh?
Jeremy.
Gosh, Jeremy. Yeah, I forgot about Jeremy. Yeah, Jeremy on too. I still stay in contact with Jeremy. BS every once in a while on Facebook Messenger, but there's still still try to trade contact with everybody for sure. Never give up on friendships and people I've met over the years. So it's definitely been fun to do this for sure. And Double S says it's always good to see the original panel member Paul back on Blasted or Stash It. Yeah. So last minute stuff before it bounce out real quick. Mike, Joe, Paul.
Nothing.
Hope to
Nothing?
see y'all again soon.
So you two. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and bounce on out of here. Whether you blast it, whether you stash it. Happy reading, and we'll catch you guys next week.